Be Wealthy and Smart, episode 370.
Step into a world of wealth and financial freedom without budgets, boredom, or bosses on Be Wealthy and Smart. And now, here's your host, Linda P. Jones.
Welcome to Be Wealthy and Smart. I'm Linda P. Jones, America's Wealth Mentor, empowering women and men worldwide to financial freedom. On today's show, we're going to talk about how to get free money for your retirement. And we're going to talk about why 1 in 5 workers misses out on free money for retirement. This comes to us from an article from nbsp.com written by Kelly B. Grant. And it says 1 in 5 workers isn't saving enough for retirement to get the full match offered by their employer. I hope you're getting all the free money that should be coming to you. It's actually 20% of workers who are currently missing out and could get the full match if they boosted their contributions by just 1%. That's putting in 1% more could get you up to about $750 more from your employer. So here's what the article says. Squeezing more money out of your boss might be as easy as reassessing your 401k contribution. Even as workers set aside more for retirement, many are missing out on free money in the form of matching contributions from their company. Would you like your employer to give you a raise? Asked Kevin Meehan, a certified financial planner and the regional vice president of Wealth Enhancement Group in Itasca, Illinois. Well, here is a way to get it without having to ask because your employer has already volunteered. And it shows a little graphic here that says 79% of participants receive full match, but 21% are below match. The article goes on to say 1 in 5 workers isn't contributing enough to get the full match from his or her employer, according to data in a forthcoming report from benefits administrator Alight Solutions, which assessed behaviors of 3.5 million workers at 125 companies who are eligible to participate in their workplace plan. Fidelity, who crunched numbers for CNBC on 2.6 million participants in 6,295 plans, came up with the same figure. Young workers and those with lower salaries are apt to miss the match, but the trend persists even among those who are older or well compensated. A new analysis from Wells Fargo found that 1/4 of boomers aren't saving enough in their workplace retirement account to get the full match. For Gen Xers, it's 31%, and millennials, it's 37%. The bank analyzed habits from 4 million workers in more than 5,000 plans. And it goes on to show that by age, the youngest are actually below the threshold the most. They're at 29% are below the match threshold at age 20 to 29. If you're age 30 to 39, about 25% are below the match threshold. At 40 to 49, about 21%. If you're age 50 to 59, about 16% are below the match threshold. And if you're older than 60, it is 14% of those people are below the match threshold. And it says some of those workers are just shy of the mark. Fidelity estimates that 20% of those missing out are only 1 percentage point below a full match. Wells Fargo puts the average value of the lost match at $750 per year. Over a career, even a small annual loss could amount to nearly $100,000 less in your retirement plan. Oh my gosh, we definitely don't want that to happen to you. So I hope you're paying attention to how much you're putting away in your retirement plan and making sure you're getting the full match from your employer. It's Linda here. Just wanted to pause for a moment and ask if you knew Betterment is the largest independent online financial advisor with more than $10 billion in assets under management and more than 300,000 customers. Their service helps to improve long-term returns and lower taxes for retirement planning, building wealth, and other financial goals. Betterment's tax-coordinated portfolio can increase a portfolio's value by an estimated 15% over 30 years. Their annual advisory fee is only 0.25%, with unlimited messaging access to their team of licensed financial experts through a mobile app. Of course, investing involves risk. For listeners of Be Wealthy and Smart, you can get up to 1 year managed free. Visit betterment.com/be wealthy. That's betterment.com/be wealthy. I'll post these links in the show notes and on my website. And now back to our podcast. The article goes on to say, on first reaction, people may say, that's not a lot, but when you think about that over a 40-year period, it really adds up, said Joe Reddy, Executive Vice President and Director of Wells Fargo Institutional Retirement and Trust. So why are workers leaving free money on the table? Experts say several factors might be at play, chief among them competing debts and goals for those paycheck dollars. A number of people just don't have the personal cash flow to make the contribution, period, Meehan says. And it goes on to show a chart that for people making $20,000 to $39,000 a year, 35% of them tend to be below the threshold match. If you're making $40,000 to $59,000, 26% are below match threshold. If you make $60,000 to $79,000, 20% are below the match threshold. For those making $80,000 to $99,000, 14% are below the match threshold. And for those making $100,000 plus, 8% are below the match threshold. So basically it's saying no matter how much you make, everybody is leaving some money on the table. At least a portion of people are. The article goes on to say consumers could also be missing out because they aren't aware of key plan details. About half of employer plans that automatically enroll eligible workers put them in at a contribution level below that of a full match, said Rob Austin, Director of Research at Alight Solutions. Many of those plans escalate contributions over time, but not all do. Another miss is some plans allow both pre-tax and Roth contributions, but match only pre-tax ones, Austin said. If you can afford to contribute, there's no reason to leave that employer match on the table. Even if the match isn't particularly generous, say 25 cents on the dollar, that's still a guaranteed 25% return on your investments right away, Austin said. Here's how to make sure you're snagging all the free money available. Here's 3 things. Number 1, confirm your match details. Double check that you're getting the full amount, Austin said. That's something easy to confirm with a call or email to Human Resources or your plan administrator. Number 2, reassess your budget. Do a personal inventory of your expenses to see where you could save money or cut back, said Reddy. A recent Banktivity survey found that Americans waste an average of $140 each month on things they don't necessarily need. And number 3, create an escalation plan. If you can't afford to bump up contributions just yet, check to see if your plan allows you to schedule an increase or sign up for an annual increase program, Austin said. Time that to coincide with your next pay raise. End of article. Well, I thought this was so important because it's just really important to be aware of how much money does your company match, and are you doing everything to get the full 100% free money that they're willing to give you? Now, a lot of people are telling me that their companies aren't matching as much as they used to. And in other words, they're saying companies today are not matching at all. A lot of companies don't offer any match. And if that's the case, well, it is what it is. But there are a lot of companies out there that are able to give you and willing to give you free money. So if there is a match, make sure that you are signed up for that full match. And if you feel like that's outside of your budget right now and not really possible for you, well, think about that extra $140 a month on average that people tend to waste and see if there isn't something you can do to come up with that extra amount. Because again, it's a guaranteed extra free money, which over time can mean as much as $100,000 in your pocket. So it's really important to take advantage of the really easy low-hanging fruit, and this is the lowest of the low-hanging fruit. That's all for today. Until next time, live the good life, and be wealthy and smart.
Thank you for listening to Be Wealthy and Smart with Linda P. Jones. Share the wealth and tell your family and friends about the show. Check out our website, blog, and social media for more riches at www.bewealthyandsmart.com.